Welcome to another video brought to you by 2peasinAbucket.com. Today I'm going to show you how to get started with your Quickutz Silhouette die cutting machine. I've opened up the program for my die cutting machine and I'm going to create a new document, so I'm going to go to File and New, and I'm going to use the carrier sheet to cut, so I'm going to click OK. I like to be able to size my die cuts to a certain size, so if you want to do that, go to Edit and scroll down to Grid Settings and click on that. And then click Show Grid and OK, and a grid will come up. And the little squares are all at a 1/2 inch increments, so 2 squares will equal an inch, and so on. It makes it easy to be able to tell what size you're making your die cut. I'm opening up my library, and I've already loaded the new Holly software that came with a whole bunch of holiday die cut images. You can see I'm scrolling through my personal library here, and I'm going to choose a design, and I'm going to choose the Santa and the sleigh, and I'm just dragging it and dropping it into my program, and you want to make sure it's within the red marks on your screen because that's your cutting area. And if you click on the corner and it comes up with the little rounded arrow, that will help turn the image. I want to make it longer, so I turned it, and then I'm just straightening it out and then moving it over to the corner. I usually move everything clear over to that left-hand corner that you see there for cutting. It just makes it easy for me. I'm going to go ahead and stretch the design to 3 inches wide by just clicking on a corner and pulling up. That way the dimensions stay correct for the image. It just gets bigger. And once I have that all lined up and ready to go, I'm going to get my paper ready and place it on the carrier sheet, and I'm just removing the protective covering. On the carrier sheet, it's sticky, so your paper will stick to it and won't move around as it's going through the silhouette. Once it loses its stickiness, it's time to get a new carrier sheet, I found. They do last quite a while as long as you replace the protective covering. And then you're going to click the cut button like I'm showing here and click OK. And the cutting window will open up, and normally you can click that button up in the top right hand corner there, and you don't have to go through all these choices, but I'm just showing you that I'm going to cut on the cardstock setting, and then I just check to make sure all my settings are okay, and so I'm just clicking next, reading through the instructions, and then clicking cut, and then OK. And here you see the design going through the silhouette. I am going to say on some of the more intricate designs, especially the Santa sleigh, if the machine pauses for a little bit and stops cutting, don't be alarmed. It just takes a little bit. As long as that light is flashing, it is still thinking or whatever, and it will continue to cut in a little bit. This design did take a few minutes to cut because it did pause out there kind of like halfway through the cutting, and then it picked back up. I deleted some of that out because that was kind of boring. A tip for when you have cut your design, before you remove the carrier sheet from your machine, pull up a corner and check to see if the design cut all the way through the paper. If it has not, go ahead and go through the cutting commands again without removing the carrier sheet, and the machine will cut exactly where it did before. And sometimes with heavier paper, it needs to go through twice to cut all the way through. And I'm pulling it up here, as you can see, and it cut fine, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the machine. And then with this intricate design, I was really careful removing it. You can see a few little pieces were left on the carrier sheet, so I'm taking the Quickutz scraper tool and scraping those off so that my carrier sheet's clean. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up another new document so I can cut out some more elements for my page. And I went ahead and did all the exact same things I did the first time. I put the grid on because I want to make sure the size is I want a specific size, and I'm pulling up these trees. They're also from the holly, the new holly collection from Quickutz. And what I'm going to show you here is how, I'm only wanting one of these trees, and you do not have to cut the entire design. As long as there is a break in the line, you can delete parts of the design. So I am resizing the trees, and then I'm going to click ungroup. I clicked ungroup up there, and then I'm just clicking parts of it and deleting it. And you can see I have to delete each little individual line. So all these little dots had to be deleted too. And I'm just going to go through and delete each of those. It makes it really nice if you want to layer different colors for your die cuts for that added dimension. So I'm just left with this tree, and I want to do the star a different color, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that for now, or remove it from my design, and then I'm going to get ready to cut this, and I'm cutting it out of some green paper. And you can see the machine working to cut the design out now. And then I'm just kind of carefully making sure that it's going to pop out of the paper there, and it is. And then I'm going to go back, and I'm going to paste that star back into my document and delete the tree portion of the design. And I'm just going to cut that, and then I'm going to move the star down a little bit so I don't waste so much paper when I cut. And I've put some yellow pattern paper on my carrier sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that part out now. And there you see the little star. It's all cut out, and remove it. And yet I'm going to open up yet another new document, and I'm going to scroll through my library to do some circles. And what I've done is I have resized this document to 4x6 because that's the size of the pattern paper that I'm wanting to use. And I am resizing some circles to cut out of this 4x6 piece of paper. You could use punches too. This comes in especially handy for like those areas that a punch may not reach or whatever. Also, it'll cut lots of different sizes of circles, and so for me this was just a quick and easy way to show another application for using your die cutting machine. And I'm going to use the same digital design, this circle, several times. This design comes from, I believe, a home decor software CD from Quickutz, and I've just resized these to varying sizes, and I'm going to place them around on my document. And I'm just opening the same thing over and over, and 3 times here, and moving them where I want them. And then I'm going to take my 4x6 piece of pattern paper, and I'm going to cut these circles out. I didn't share this part, but then I went back through and resized some smaller circles inside of the larger ones and cut those out and placed them inside. Lastly, here's a look at everything that was cut using the silhouette on this layout. The monogram M and the Christmas tree, the Santa sleigh, the circles out of the 4x6 red pattern paper and the smaller ledger circles, and finally the title. Thanks for watching.